This video, as you can tell by the title, is about customizing and personalizing your beliefs and the teachings and all the research that comes to you through these YouTube creators and, you know, all the things that you read in order to gain a better understanding of co-creation and conscious manifesting. This video was actually inspired by a Redditor. Her name is Neville Goddess. Shouts out to her because she's doing a dang thing. She actually has her own YouTube channel, and I watched a video that she did on this same subject, and I figured that I would explain it in my own way, and maybe it'll help people understand things even more. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. Okay, so what this basically means is for you to take ownership of the information that you're ingesting and digesting, and make sure that you're applying what resonates to your life and leaving everything else. In the Neville Goddess video, she talks about, you know, people being diehard like followers and fans of everything that a particular person is saying and everything that a particular philosophy lays out for you, which it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't think that there's a one size fits all for anything in this life at this point, and especially when it comes to your belief system and how your mind operates, that has to be 100% customizable. I see a lot of times on YouTube, like even me now, I'm at a stage where a lot of the people that I was listening to and watching, I kind of like unsubscribe, like literally unsubscribe and like figuratively unsubscribe from a lot of the things that they're saying, because they don't allow for the possibility for what they're saying to not apply. And I want to say this going forward, or like any videos of mine that you've watched in the past, always allow for the possibility that what I'm saying resonates or that it doesn't. You know, if you're finding something that works for you and you know it works for you, and I'm saying the exact opposite, completely cut it out. Take what resonates for you. Take what helps you get your breakthroughs and what helps you along in your journey to co-creation and conscious manifestation. Everything else, you don't have to sit here and be like, oh, well, I did it this way, but she's saying that's not how it works. If you have literal evidence that the thing that you're doing is working, that's all you need. Stop watching a lot of these videos when you know something is working. You watch a video and they say something different. Now all of a sudden you got, you know, a block there that you're creating. And honestly, it kind of annoys me, because like I will watch, I'm talking about a lot of people, that a lot of these newer more popular YouTubers that you could probably find me in their comments hyping them up, but over time, like as their expansion, you know, expands, some of the things I no longer resonate with, and as my consciousness expands, there are certain things that I do away with and I allow for. You always want to allow for the possibility of, first of all, you completely being different than the person that you were a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, and so on and so forth. So if you yourself, as you go through life and are experiencing certain things, are changing, obviously the things that you start to resonate with will change. And when you subscribe to one person's theory, or a couple of YouTubers, or like, you know, a philosopher or whatever, if you just subscribe to them and only them, you don't allow yourself to include other things that could help you grow and help you expand. So let's say there are certain things that, well, okay, let's just say for me personally, I've noticed when I first started out on this conscious manifesting journey, I used to eat up Abraham Hicks, and I'm not, and people like to, like, you know, dog Abraham Hicks teachings and stuff, but it has its place. I feel like that's kind of like an introductory or primary place when people come into learning how to manifest, and as you go along you start branching out. But I feel like for every level that I've been on, there's always been like a teacher where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it, this is it. But now I'm starting to realize, like, I can take from this person, this person, this person, this person, and apply it to me as a whole. Now, me on this YouTube channel, I'm giving you this information. You can take what resonates and apply it to you, but don't feel like everything that a person says, just because you resonate with them on one particular thing, that you have to resonate with everything else, or that because they said it, it's true, even if your experience is different. We all have a whole bunch of different belief systems, even within ourselves, because I know there's certain things that I can easily manifest just by thinking about it, just because, like, even with the previous video where I talked about the 24-hour manifestation with the flowers, I sat right here, daydreamed, and did certain things like that, and the next day I got flowers. Essentially, we should be able to do that with everything. Like, I should be able to sit here and daydream, like, dang, what would it be like to have six-pack abs? You know what I'm saying? Essentially, that's what we should be able to do. But due to the things that we've learned growing up and how our brain works, certain things are not going to make sense to us for us to be able to just daydream, and then next thing you know, we got washboard abs. There are certain conditions that we put on ourselves, which is actually going to be the next video, so check out that. But there are certain things that we put on our manifestations, and it doesn't apply to all. So if there's different layers of beliefs and conditions that we have for certain beliefs and manifestations, we're going to need different perspectives in order to continuously unlock those, new doors where those conditions that we put on manifestations no longer apply. Like a great example is with Sammy Ingram. Now, I used to watch a lot of Sammy, and then over time I was just kind of like, nah, whatever. Shout out to her though, because she definitely has inspired me personally and so many other YouTubers to give out information in a non-typical way. So she's definitely going to be one of the people that I'm like, I give all props to. But she was talking about, blocks. You don't have any blocks. The only reason you have blocks is because, you say you have blocks. I'm going to take it a step further. In addition to you saying that you have blocks and you have resistance, some people watch YouTubers, and a YouTuber will, I've literally seen this, which is why I've unsubscribed from a lot of people. They'll watch a YouTuber and they'll be like, the YouTuber will say something like, oh, well, if you're not saying the affirmations over and over and over and over again, you're not going to undo that belief. I may or may not have said that, but if I have said that, call me out. If you don't agree with something, call me out in the comments and we can have a discussion about it, where either you'll learn something new or I'll learn something new, or we'll just see each other's different perspectives and respect them in that way. But to say, oh, well, your stuff is not changing because you're not doing this or because you're doing that, you're not opening up for the possibility that you're wrong. Sometimes you don't have to say the same thing over and over. You could have a belief of like 10 years that this is the way something is, and somebody says one thing to you and it changes just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to always undo every years long belief with repetition and constant affirming, because I know, for me, I know just this past week alone, there are certain things, watching the Neville Goddess YouTube page, she would say certain things and I'll be like, oh snap, that makes sense. I didn't have to watch that like 30,000 times, and that would be like a major belief that I had for years and years and years that was done like that. So anytime you're watching a YouTuber or reading anything or just doing anything, always allow for the possibility that it can be different than what they're saying. This is about you. And I always say this, like, your news feed, your Instagram feed, anything on social media is super customizable. If you have Roku, I'm sure your Roku feed looks different with the different apps. You know what I'm saying? Like the channels that you watch are all customizable. So why would you think that you would have to follow the same type of philosophy as everybody else? That's not why we're here. We're here to literally create our own, I don't want to say religions, but we're here to create our own philosophies and our own processes and our own ways of thinking. That's the beauty of being able to give information to everyone. But you have to allow for the possibility that it could be different. Because there are certain things and videos that I've made in the past and explanations of things that I'm like, oh, it's actually not like that anymore. Like, I don't believe that anymore. So if that's me versus me, and I've changed so much with how I think, imagine how you're going to evolve when you come across different teachers and the ways that they explain certain things. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Like, I'm not telling you to stop watching people. Because me personally, like, I have like 3 at a time. I'll have like 3 people that I watch, and you know, as time goes on, you know, they start, you know, I start unsubscribing literally, and I start watching new people. But as of late, I don't even like really watch YouTubers like that anymore, like manifesting YouTubers like that anymore, because it's just like I'm more so trying to, like I said, create my own philosophies from I've learned so much, I've read so much, I've ingested so much. So right now I'm in the space where I'm trying to apply and execute, and that's also another video that I'm going to be shooting right after this. So just keep this in mind, what I'm saying. It's all about you. You're the one that's deciding. So like when you're in the comments saying, well, how many times should I do this, how many times should I do that, that's you not taking ownership of your philosophy. What do you think? What did you decide? Try everything. I always say that. Try every technique. That's the whole reason that there are so many different techniques, because there's so many different people and so many different ways of thinking. Each technique is, the technique is not the thing. The technique is to get you to the thing. It's all trying to steer your focus into the area of what it is that you're trying to bring into your life. How people get there, you know, it varies. You know, some people got to take the train, some people got to take the bus, some people got to walk, some people take a bike, some people take a car. So you know what I'm saying? Like, some people get on a plane to get to a particular destination. That's going to be the same thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope you know, I intend that you got some information out of this and it was helping you and resonated in some way. But just know, like, you are the one making all of the decisions. So if you're deciding that something's going to work for you and you stand on that, don't be surprised when it starts working for you. Okay? So thank you so much for watching this video. Tune into the next one. If you have any comments or questions or anything like that, I'll be more than happy to discuss with you in the comments below. And also check the link below, because I'm going to be linking the Neville Goddess video. So thank you for watching. Bye.